What's up, people? I just got a package today, and if it's what I'm hoping it is, then I'm gonna be really happy. So, let's open it up. Nice. This is a piece of hardware that I was looking at for a long time, and in an earlier video I talked to you guys about a camera that can process at a significantly higher ISO. Didn't even give me the goddamn battery. So I went online and I spent like $780 on a $1,000 camera body, and this is the Canon EOS 70D. It's a really sleek body. It actually has a screen that you can, do that with, unlike my Rebel Series T5. So I'm really happy I got this. To be really honest, it is a little bit of a gamble buying equipment like this on eBay, because you never know what you're really gonna get. But if the seller has a lot of reviews and they're all positive, like for example this guy had 100% feedback on eBay, then it's okay. However, I'm a little bit upset. A couple reasons. One, he didn't give me a battery, and that kind of sucks. I mean, yeah, it's 220 bucks less than I would have gotten it at Best Buy, but nonetheless, that sucks. The second thing, this little, name right here looks like it's been glued on. It doesn't even fit completely in the little slot that it has. It looks like it was taken from another camera and glued right on. That's what it looks like. What if this isn't a 70D and he just, put something random on it, called it a 70D? I mean, it's clearly a 70D, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's still, I feel the suspicion. Other than that, I'm pretty happy. I am going to have to make a run to get a battery for this, which is going to suck because I know they're really expensive. I'm probably going to have to spend something like $60 or $70 for one of those, which, funny enough, puts me closer to the price I would have gotten it at retail. I would have had, like a warranty and a CD and a manual and stuff like that. But it's okay. 780 bucks, not bad coming down from 1,000. I'm really happy I got it. And I'll be using it really soon. I just have to, go and get a battery. I'm gonna pop on my 24mm prime lens and see how I like it with that on it. It feels really good, I gotta say. It feels great. I'll be taking some shots with it soon, you guys will see that. I can't really do a full review on it right now because it doesn't have a battery, I can't turn it on. But I have used it before, at Best Buy, and I knew a guy who had one. I used his, so I know the functionalities. So I don't have to say yay or nay about that because I know it's great. That's why I wanted to buy it. And something even better is that my Rebel Series T5 had this microphone jack right here. This one also has this one, which you can fit most microphones into, most shotgun mics. I was at the store the other day looking for a microphone, and I found one that I really liked, but my T5 only has this smaller jack right here. So it wasn't compatible. I would have had to get a Canon microphone. But now I can get whichever. Like, I really wanted to get a Rode microphone. Now I could plug it right into this one. So that's a really great feature. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get a battery and see where it goes from there. Alright, so on my way to work I managed to pick up a battery for the camera, and I'm gonna pop it in. and it's dead. And it didn't come with a battery or a charger. I had to buy a battery from Best Buy, a battery which did not come with a charger. Oh, why am I not prepared for this? Hang on a second, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm actually going to wrap this video up pretty soon. This wasn't going to be one of those videos that was packed with a lot of stuff. I really just wanted to show you guys that I got the camera and how it works and, you know, some of the functionalities of it and stuff like that. So we're going to do this test run and that's going to be it. So let's get started. The things I'm going to compare between my Rebel T5 and my 70D are as follows: quality, ISO capability, and functions. First, let's take a look at the quality. I'm using my Rebel T5 right now, and obviously the quality is great. You know, it's a great camera, and it looks really good. Crisp. I like to set my contrast really high, so you know there's good contrast on it, and all around it's clearly, you know, a clear picture. It's very sharp, and I cannot complain at all. But let's compare that to the 70D. This is impressive. You know, the T5 was great, really good, but this is just incredible. Clearly a much higher resolution, clearly a lot sharper, and it just looks a lot better. Now we're going to take a look at the ISO capability. I'm back on my T5 right now. The lights are off, some natural light coming in from outside. I'm going to go ahead and close that a bit. Not bad. Again, T5 is a great camera. You know, it's a $600 camera. It's not going to not be good, you know? It looks like it's taking real good advantage of the natural light coming in from the window. You wouldn't be able to tell, but my room right now is actually a little bit darker than it looks on my camera screen. So the camera is enhancing the light a little bit and looks really good. But compare that to the 70D, and once again it's unmatched. I do like the color on the T5 better right now. That does look really cool. So I'm gonna have to customize my settings on the 70D later on so that I get the look that I'm looking for. But it's clearly absorbing a lot more light. I'm filming on my phone right now just for a second to show you guys exactly just how dark I made this room. As you can see, it's pretty dark. So I'm going to take some photos on the T5 and I'm going to take some photos on the 70D, and we're going to have a look at both of them. To keep things fair, I'm going to keep both cameras on the same aperture level and the same exposure, and we're just going to be working with their different ISO capabilities so that you can see exactly which one is better in that aspect, just to keep it fair. Because obviously if I put them both at 6400 and then raise the exposure on one, there's a possibility that the T5 might actually do better than the 70D, which is completely unfair because the 70D is a significantly better camera in low light, and that would basically just have been a cheat to get the other one to win. So to keep it fair, we're going to keep the exposure the same and the aperture the same and work with just the ISO. Okay, so we took a photo of the same wall in my room from the same distance, and again with the same exposure and aperture, and they were both set to the highest ISO that they could possibly go up to. The T5 went up to 6400 and the 70D went up to 12,800. Right here is the photo taken with the Rebel T5, and right here is the same photo with all the same settings from the same distance of the same wall, but with the 12,800 ISO. I don't know if anybody was expecting anything different, but we all knew it was going to happen. This is a ridiculously better shot, and it's dark in my room. It's really taking advantage of all the light it possibly can. And mind you, I wasn't using a tripod. This was taken holding it in my shaky, anxious hand, and it came out looking amazing. This is going to be great later on for concert photography, for low light action shots. That's going to be really helpful. So yeah, the 70D wins again. Alright guys, and the last thing we're going to look at is the features of each camera. So, Rebel T5 and EOS 70D, obviously both with a built-in flash, both with the sight, both with a very firm switch for on-off, and both with a little wheel to adjust exposure or aperture or whatever it is that you're on and adjusting. Some things that are different though, which make the 70D better again, are features like the second little wheel that this one has. The Rebel T5 doesn't have a second one of these. 70D has two. So let's say you want to adjust aperture and exposure when you're on manual shooting and you got to change these settings quick. That's what it's for. On the Rebel T5, you would have to go from shooting and then, oh no, I have to adjust my whatever. Oh no, I have to adjust my exposure at the same time that I have to change my aperture. What do I do? Yes, for the T5, I don't know if people know this, but you can actually press down the little button that says AV and then spin the wheel, and that'll help you change the other one. In this case, it's the aperture that you can change by holding that down, and then you release it, and then it goes back to shutter speed or exposure, whichever that is. So that's cool, but on the 70D, it's more convenient just having a second, you know? That's a lot easier. The 70D has a switch for very distinct switching between photo and video. When you're in video, the start stop button is the record button, like that. And when you're in photo mode, that's what brings you from live shooting on there to shooting with sight. A few more subtle differences. Flash button is here instead of here. The little spinning wheel to change the modes for photo shooting has a little button that you have to press to turn it. I guess so that you don't accidentally change modes while you're shooting. So that's pretty convenient. And speaking of keeping things in place so you don't change it while you're shooting, the 70D also has a little lock switch, which I tried it out, and basically what it does is it prevents you from accidentally, changing your settings, accidentally changing your exposure or your aperture while you're shooting. If you have a very specific setting set, you just lock it, and even if you bumped into it, it's not going to change. So that's pretty convenient also. And last but not least, my favorite upgrade about the 70D is the screen that can come out. That's extremely convenient for me since, I do make these vlog videos, and it's helpful to see myself rather than just winging it and hoping that the shot looks good. I love this. Oh, and speaking of the screen, something that's super cool, it's a touchscreen, and I can shoot from it also. See? I don't even have to press the shooting button. And that's pretty much it, guys. 3 for 3. The 70D is obviously the better camera. It's cost $500 more than the Rebel T5, and that's just for the body. So obviously it's going to be a better camera. But for like the third time telling you guys that it's just, stating the obvious. I got the gear, I wanted to show you that I got it, and I'm just reviewing it and comparing it to my other camera. So I'm gonna put my phone down and pick this baby up and finish the video with that. Alright. So anyway guys, that's the end of that. 70D is a great camera. I would like to state for the record that this video is not sponsored or endorsed by Canon. If the camera sucked, I would say it sucks, but it does not. It's an amazing camera, and I'm really happy I got it. So yeah, thanks for watching, And I'm gonna wrap this up with just some test content. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.